You are watching the Dangerous News Network, News, Sports, and Politics, where the content is uncut, uncensored, and unbelievable. And this is your host, Daniel McFarland. And tonight's topic is going to be about the NBA. Yes, NBA Week 4 is the topic. And Week 4 has just been completed. And I am going to give you the expose about all 30 teams of the NBA. And right now, here's how it's shaping up to be. The Atlantic Division, as you know, they're really awful. The Toronto Raptors, they're your best team in the East right now. That just shows you how shitty the Atlantic Division is. And the New York Nets, they stink. Both the New York Nets and the New York Knicks suck. And the Boston Celtics, they ain't no better. And the Philadelphia 76ers, yeah, they stink too. But they're the least sucky team outside of the Toronto Raptors. The Toronto Raptors stink the least. I really see that Toronto Raptors will be making the playoffs. I really see the Toronto Raptors making the playoffs. And I wouldn't rule out the 76ers making the playoffs. But I think it's more than likely going to be one of the New Yorks making the playoffs over Philly, Boston, and the rest of that poor-ass division. The Central Division, on the other hand, you have the Indiana Pacers. They got that division on lock. But who's going to be second place in the division? I say the Detroit Pistons have a good shot if they don't fuck it up. Derrick Rose is done for the year, and the Chicago Bulls, they don't have the depth they had last year. Kirk Hinrich, are you kidding me? Kirk Hinrich ain't that good. He has shown that throughout his entire career. Without Derrick Rose, the Bulls are done for. They might as well just blow that shit up. And the Milwaukee Bucks, yeah, they stink. The Cleveland Cavaliers, they stink as well. Now the Pistons, they have the most promise. They still need to get rid of some guys. And they need a small forward, but they have the most promise if they get consistent. The Southeast Division, Miami Heat's got the Southeast Division on lock. The rest of that division, well, the Atlanta Hawks, they have second place. They're going to have second place on lock. Wizards, Bobcats, and the Magic. I say that the Wizards will be finishing third. And the Bobcats will regress to their means. Will regress to the mean, I should say. And the Orlando Magic, as good of a foundation they have, they're going to finish last. And here's how I think the Eastern Conference is going to go. Miami Heat's going to ultimately win the number 1 seed. The Indiana Pacers, well, it's going to be close between the Miami Heat and the Indiana Pacers. I think Indiana's going to be the number 1 seed. Me think that it is going to be Indiana. Miami's going to be number 2. I think that Atlanta has the best chance of being the number 3 seed. The number 4 seed, I think it's going to be the Raptors by default. Number 5 seed, here's who I think is going to be the number 5 seed. Come to think of it, the Detroit Pistons have a good chance of being the number 5 seed right now. The number 6 seed is going to be, let's see the number 6 seed. Hell, I think it's going to be the Washington Wizards. The number 7 seed is going to be the New York Knicks, and the number 8 seed is going to be, I say, the New York Knicks. I think is going to be number 6. Number 7 might be Washington. Number 8, that's anybody's guess, but if I'm guessing correctly, I say the Chicago Bulls. I say I don't think the Chicago Bulls are going to make the playoffs now. I think they're done for. And I think that Cleveland's imploding. They're imploding. So, who's the other logical? I think the Nets, they just stink. They stink. And the Philadelphia 76ers, they're not ready. They're not ready. Bobcats, I think they stink the least out of the bunch. So I think the Bobcats finish with the number 8 seed. I say that the Detroit Pistons might end up winning a round for a change and going to the second round and face the Miami Heat. That's what I think is going to happen. But it's going to be Indiana and Miami for the Eastern Conference Finals. That's a given. No other team has a chance. Now let's look at the Western Conference. The Western Conference, here's how it's looking like. The Southwest Division, I say that San Antonio's going to be the number 1 seed. San Antonio's going to win that division, but they're going to have competition from Houston. They're going to have competition from Dallas. Memphis, they don't have a chance to win that division, but they should still be competitive. And the Pelicans are going to be, the New Orleans Pelicans, they're going to be on the short end of that stick, even though they have a great foundation. Let's look at the Northwest Division. Portland Trailblazers, they're trailblazing it all right. But I think that Oklahoma City is going to be the winner of that division. But Portland is not a team that I would fuck around with if I was the opponent. The Portland Trailblazers, they're the real deal. And let's look at the other teams like Denver, Minnesota, Utah. Utah's definitely got the short end of the stick. They might be the worst team in the NBA. Yes. The Milwaukee Bucks, they're the worst team in the East. Utah is worse than Milwaukee. But who's going to be number 3 between Minnesota and Denver? I say that Minnesota has the edge, followed by Denver. Now let's look at the Pacific Division. The Clippers, they have that division pretty well. I'm not going to say the Clippers have the division, but Golden State's going to contend. Clippers are going to contend. Golden State's going to contend. And I'm going to say Phoenix is going to finish ahead of the Lakers. And the Sacramento Kings, they're going to be on the short end of the stick. Who's going to make the playoffs, though? My number one is going to be San Antonio. Number two is going to be, I think it's going to be Oklahoma City. Number three, the Clippers. Number four is going to be, it's going to be Golden State. Number five is going to be Houston. Number six is going to be, I say Dallas. Number seven is going to be Portland. And number 8 is going to be, who's the strongest team? Let's see. I say, let's see. I said that San Antonio's going to be number one. Houston's going to make it. Dallas is going to make it. I say Minnesota's going to be the number 8 seed. Minnesota, they're going to lose to San Antonio. But I think San Antonio, the Clippers, the Thunder, the Clippers, Oklahoma City, and Golden State. And it's going to be a dogfight between Golden State and Houston. The Western Conference Finals, I think it's going to be San Antonio, and it's going to be the Clippers. I think the Clippers are going to make it. I'm buying the Clippers, yes. And I think it's going to be Indiana against San Antonio. And I think it's going to 7 games. That's what I think is going to happen. Yes, Portland, they're for real, but the Western Conference, though, is tough. I don't think they're ready yet, but Portland, they're getting there. That's what I think. And that's for the Eastern Conference. Well, the Eastern Conference, sum it up. The Eastern Conference, they just stink. But the contenders are Miami and Indiana. Detroit has the best potential of the rest. Atlanta is the best right now of the rest. And the rest of the team, they just need to start the hell over. And summing up the West is, there's a lot of contenders. Anybody can contend. 13 contenders. 13 contenders for the playoffs. Well, 12 contenders for the playoffs, but only 8 spots. The best 8 will make the playoffs. But I think San Antonio and Los Angeles Clippers are going to be the best. And I think San Antonio's going to be in the finals once again. And that's my opinion about the NBA right now. And this is the Dangerous News Network. I am Daniel McFarland, and I approve this message.